Biker Dad is brought to you by UpstateBikerLawyer.com and Tom Schimmerling, founding member of the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
We are 60 for 60, the Mohawk Run, and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
Hi, my name is Chris Best, and I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell stories, and this time that adventure brings me here to beautiful upstate New York. I'm in the city of Cicero, just outside of Syracuse, which you're more likely to have heard of, and we are here with about 150 close friends riding motorcycles to help veterans and to help the local community. That's where we start this episode of the Biker Dad TV show, so let's roll. Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story. Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky. Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee. Gulf Coast of Mississippi, the Florida coast and the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself. But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad. On the road in central New York in the town of Cicero, just outside of Syracuse, we are at the American Legion post here with hundreds of people on two wheels, and it's all for a good cause as usual. I'm in the town of Cicero, New York, and this is the Mohawk 60 for 60 ride. It's been going on here for years. I rolled here with my friend Tom Schimmerling with UpstateBikerLawyer.com. He's here to celebrate the community and the veterans, just like these bikers are. We were here when they rolled out in force. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Carol Kyle. I am the Secretary in Public Relations for 60 for 60, the Mohawk Run.
Erin Gay and Alyssa Benoit, and we are the co-founders and presidents of 60 for 60, the Mohawk Run. So my father was a Marine, her grandfather was a Marine and a Patriot Guard rider, and the year that he had a motorcycle accident, a truck hit him. So he was coming back from the DMV on his brand new Goldwing bike, and a truck pulled out, did not pay attention, did not put a turn signal on. We had an accident report done. From what we understand, the very tip of his truck hit the very edge of his tire and sent him spinning, and basically kind of got off it. He tried to sue the estate because his daughter wasn't in her car seat, because she may have an injury sometime in the future. We wanted to thank the Patriot Guards for what they did for us that year with a simple one and done thank you picnic. It was never gonna happen again. We just had our 12th bike run. We've donated a little over $35,000 to various veteran organizations in the last 11 and a half-ish years, because we're not done with this year. This year alone, we've already donated, I think, close to $2,000. We did 60 miles for what would have been his 60th birthday. We're Mohawk Indian, that's where the name came from, but we honor different people every year because it's not all about him like he always thought it was. There's a whole lot of people that we love to honor. We are also working with Upstate Biker Lawyer to get stronger laws. In 2018, for a couple of years, I tried to do it on my own to become a nonprofit. They weren't allowing me to, but they didn't tell you that you have to incorporate first. In 2018, we found a fantastic nonprofit attorney, and he incorporated us, and he made us go nonprofit. So since 2018, May 2018, we've become a full nonprofit. I don't know how we found Tom, but he's fabulous.
Love Tom. Love Tom.
I honestly don't know. He's always been there. We found, I think, Chrissy first. And then Chrissy introduced us to Tom, and I think it was maybe up at the 9/11 ride up in Rochester, the Let's Roll ride. Mark Rosny is the head of that ride.
So again, it was the 12th annual bike run. We partner with different organizations. We love partnering with Cicero American Legion. They are the actual largest legion in New York State. This is an event that we plan all year long. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. But we make sure that we have a safe ride. We like to get as many raffles as we can. We work with the Legion to feed everybody. We work with a lot of the fire departments as well as the police to make sure that our intersections are blocked safely. And we're already planning year 13.
We were contacted by a friend of ours. So we have what was called our Freedom Festival. Our Freedom Festival is also here. We have several bands, acoustic duos. They will go, they will play for us. They donate their time for the veterans. So they'll be outside, they will play all day long. In between the musicians, we'll pull up one or two of our veteran organizations. They'll tell everybody what they do and why, and then we'll give them a donation. So when we're here, that's where we give the majority of our donations away. And last year's Freedom Festival, Ray O'Neill's a Korean War veteran. He was here with his daughter and son-in-law last year, and they met Norm Stitzel from VETSAR, Veteran Search and Rescue. They have a sidecar, and Norm came down today with the sidecar and took Ray on the ride with us. So he got to go out on the ride with us today.
One of the other things about our ride today, we literally just this week collaborated and became partners with the Second Chance Dog Rescue.
Yes.
So we were able to get them to come here with a rescue, and something that's so important, like we were just talking about, is veteran mental health. We collaborated with them, and we are going to start donating rescue adoption fees to dogs that are over 7 years old to veterans. That way the dog will get a home and the veteran will get a companion.
And today we sponsored 2 adoption fees.
Before they left.
Yep.
So I want to shoot my intros while the bikes are rolling out, and you know, there's so many of them it got a little too loud for that. Check this out.
So we have our hands in a little bit of everything. We started with this bike run. I think we had like 20 bikes on our first ride, and a friend of his came down from Hamburg, New York, and actually took my father, on his final ride with us. We didn't tell anybody until they got back. Talk about a bunch of crying bikers.
Yeah, it was very emotional.
So from there, we've doubled in size every year. We had a snag with COVID, but we're coming back. It was just the bike run. We have several events now. We have breakfast every other month or every month, depending on where we are during the year.
At the Legion.
At the Legion. And then all of our money goes into the bank until we need it. If a veteran needs it, they'll call us up and say, I need help with this, this, or this. There's certain things that we don't put out there, like firewood.
Right.
We paid a veteran's mortgage because they were about to lose their apartment. Electric bills because they were getting shut off, things like that.
We have agencies that will contact us.
Yeah.
And it's all under, you know, it's under where people don't know, because otherwise we're going to get hit up, and we're unfortunately not that big of an organization yet, but we will be.
As long as they're taken care of, that's all that matters. We don't need our name associated to anything,
right.
As long as the veteran's taken care of.
Yep.
Douglas Michael West was my father, and a lot of people called him Mohawk. That's where the name came from, and we're Mohawk Indian. That's where the connection is.
It makes me really emotional every year when I'm on the ride. I always have to try to stop crying on the ride, and I know that he's always with me.
He always wanted a big party. He always wanted a big family party, and that's what we give him every year. This is his big family party.
And we pick up other people along the way, and we do the same thing for other people's families.
A lot of friends that we meet become family.
Yep.
Hey everybody, we are 60 for 60, the Mohawk Run, and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
Life on the road. If you see a couple of these parked in front of a restaurant, the food's gonna be good, because bikers know where all the good food is, and they tell each other where all the good food is. So when I was running past Danny's Diner here in Binghamton, New York, and I saw these motorcycles, I knew that's where I was gonna eat, and it did not disappoint. And the story behind this place and the man who's been running it for 53 years is even better than the food. Danny Janicki is the Danny behind Danny's Diner, and he has been here for a very, very long time.
Been here for 53 years.
Ever since he got back home from the Vietnam War in 1970. The diner was actually a prefab thing, part of a fad back in the early 20th century.
Coming out to Sunnyland, New Jersey. It was built 1938. It sat on the other side of Binghamton from 38 to 68 when we moved over here in 68. And then I bought it after I got out of the service in 70. I did a lot of veterans. A lot of bikers.
Yeah. Being a veteran and a biker, Danny loves to cater to our veteran heroes and those on two wheels, especially since he rides himself. His son is actually a Harley Davidson mechanic, but he loves to point out what kind of bikes they both ride. All right.
He's got a hot. I got a hard.
Hi there, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I'm just here to let you know that myself and the hundreds of thousands of people who follow us on social media and watch the TV show are here to help. Do you need help with something? Give me a call. That's my number right there, 251-402-6392. Especially if you need legal help, I have an army of lawyers across the country who can help you with injuries after motorcycle crashes especially, but other stuff like crime and everything else too. So give me a call, 251-402-6392.
I was involved in a serious accident with a drunk driver. It was actually a wrist injury that had really came, from the accident. I do promotional modeling for motorsports. I also actually race semi-professionally as well. I had 3 surgeries altogether. Because of the accident, I actually haven't raced in about 2 years. So I knew Tom Schimmerling from previously. Tom Schimmerling was easy. He did everything for me and made it, very seamless. I was very satisfied with Schimmerling Injury Law and the settlement that they were able to get me.
Well, my name is Big Ugly with Hellfighters Motorcycle Ministry here in Upstate New York. I'm personally located, my home base would be in Binghamton area, Southern area. We also have a crew up here in Upstate New York, and we call it Central New York, obviously, it's Central New York. And we have about 11, we have 9 members with 2 hang-arounds right at the moment. So ours, we do once a month in Danny's Diner in Binghamton, New York. I know you were there at Danny's Diner doing a interview with Danny. Danny's a wonderful man. The whole family, young Danny, everybody, the whole crew is good people. We go there. We're there from 4 to 6 p.m. on the 3rd Saturday of every month. We just give away food. We cook food for people, so they always have a hot meal. Especially the homeless. There's a lot more homeless now in Binghamton than there used to be. And that's one of the other outreaches that we usually do. In the summertime, not as much because we're busy doing these type of events. But we also always try to help with our homeless people. I may not be able to lead you to the Lord, and that's okay. But I'm going to plant a seed in your life, and that seed, hopefully somebody else will water it, and hopefully, eventually, you'll see it sprout. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get a chance to see that happen. But if not, God will know what's happening, and that's all that really matters. It's not about me, it's about Jesus Christ. And that's what we love about Hellfighters, because we're out here doing a mission that a lot of people are out here doing, but they're doing it to certain groups of people. We're out here to The mission is the world. Well, it's kind of funny how I became a Hellfighter. I was at a CC's restaurant in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I was down there and sitting there and just got done with church. Yeah, it was 2007. We're having lunch. I'm having lunch with one of my brothers. These 2 gentlemen kept walking around with these little Bibles, and on the Bible, they're Hellfighter Bibles. It says "Search and Destroy," Search and Mission. It's a Bible that talks about Jesus Christ. It's the New Testament Bible. If you don't know what the New Testament Bible is, it's the second part of the Old Testament. It's the New Testament. It starts from Matthew's all the way to Revelation. The thing about the Bible is inside of it, it's got testimonials of people just like myself. So when you read about them, you're like, oh my goodness, these people, I thought I was bad. These people were, but look what Jesus did. Look what he did. So he changed their life. And then they said, the one guy, he had a shirt on that said Satan sucks, and a black shirt, and on the back it had a cross that Jesus saves. And I'm like, man, I gotta have one of them. How do I get one of them? Because on the back of this Bible is a website, and also there's a phone number. You just call them and they'll send you one. And it was pretty neat because after I got my shirt and I met the guys from Hellfighter, and we decided whether or not I should become a Hellfighter or not. In 2008, I joined Hellfighters in Rocky Point, North Carolina. That's the church that I went to. You should be there sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. We hand out these little tracts. This particular one says Satan sucks. I wear a three-piece patch. I'm going to turn around and show it to you. I wear this three-piece patch, but that three-piece patch represents who I am, who our ministry is, and the brotherhood of where we are. Hellfighters, over top the Hellfighter. That's our surrounding. Those are the people that we have, brothers and sisters all around the United States. Hellfighters is a national ministry, and the coolest part about being a national ministry is we're able to go everywhere throughout the United States, and somebody will recognize us by that patch. That's the only really reference there is. You'll notice on the bottom it says Christian Ministries. That's because our field is the world.
Biker Dad is brought to you by UpstateBikerLawyer.com and Tom Schimmerling, founding member of the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Hey, we're here in upstate New York again with my friend Tom Schimmerling from UpstateBikerLawyer.com. Hey, Tom, it's awesome here in July. I'm guessing it's not so awesome in January to ride a motorcycle, but Southern Tier has one of my bikes. It broke down here, so they're fixing it, and we decided to have a little chat while we're here waiting for the bike. And one of the things that we really need to do here with the Hog chapter, which I can see right over here, we're going to talk to him about it after this, is an accident scene management class.
Right.
You've done them here in Binghamton, but not at Southern Tier Harley. And just tell everybody what that is.
Well, we've done these accident scene management classes all over upstate New York, from Westchester County all the way up to Plattsburgh, all the way over to Buffalo and Rochester and, Elmira, Syracuse, many up there, and many all over Binghamton, all over the area. We've done dozens of them, and we've trained over 1,000 bikers. And what it is basically we have professionals who train people what to do before the ambulance comes. A biker goes down, and there's so many ways you can make that situation worse, and a few ways you can make it better. You can make it better for sure, but you can also make it worse. So, they teach you what to do in terms of how to remove the helmet, if you should remove the helmet. How to,
that's a myth to never remove the helmet. People just think that.
That's right. That's definitely a myth. Definitely a myth. But if you don't know what you're doing, then leave it alone. You don't want to jostle that person around. So anyway, we have experts who have been well trained. We have several people, paramedics, nurses, people who know what they're doing. And we've held these classes, and it's been like standing room only sometimes. It's wonderful to see. Really great.
So you're responsible for making, I would guess, thousands of bikers more safe at this point.
We've trained well over 1,000 people.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's really great.
And you work with Vicky from Road Guardians.
Yes, Road Guardians.
It's a great organization, and if you happen to be watching this and don't live in this area, they do it all over the country, and you can call me and we can hook you up with the class if you want to do that. But here in upstate New York, and that goes, like Tom said, everywhere from Horseheads to Plattsburgh, he will come and do a class for you. So just reach out to him or me and we'll get it set up.
Love to do it, really love to do it.
And it's just a fantastic class. I've been to it like 8 times now. And so I keep learning stuff about it. There's an advanced course too. And one of the things they're starting to do now is classes for EMTs.
Right, I was just going to mention that.
And so have you done one of those yet?
Yeah, we've done I think 4 or 5. We're about to do a bunch more. And that is to train the EMTs to be even more aware of how to take care of a wounded motorcyclist. And, they are very attentive. They all are really. Everyone takes the course is attentive. They are not like you come in and you listen to a lecture for 45 minutes. It's not like some years ago I always wanted to try scuba diving. And I'm not certified. You can take this resort scuba diving class. In like 45 minutes, they teach you how to scuba dive. Well, I got in the water. Had the basics. It's not like that. You're in there for 8 hours, from 9 to 5 with a break for lunch, and you get a lot of information, a lot of hands-on practice, and no one's ever walked out.
Yeah. And speaking of EMTs, one of the reasons it's really important, and this is not to speak bad about first responders because we love them and we support them, but I have a friend who just became a firefighter, and he went through the EMT version of this kind of training after he did the accident scene management class. He said they're taught things completely wrong
Really?
in their EMT training. So that's one of the things we're doing, is making sure they have the right information, because they have obviously good intentions. The fact that some of this EMT training, some of the fire departments and stuff actually have motorcycle training is a step in the right direction. But if they're teaching them the wrong things, it's eye-opening to see that, and just that if we can affect that, then and make the roads safer just because of that, it's amazing. So thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Love doing it.
And if you want to do an accident scene management class with your group, you need like 16 people together. It can be your hog chapter, your motorcycle club, whatever. Just reach out to me or Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by UpstateBikerLawyer.com and Tom Schimmerling, founding member of the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
My name is Scott Cox. I am the founder of 22 Until There's None, and I'm located here in Liverpool, New York. This is Chewy. He's my service dog. He's been with me since his birth. He is 5 years old now, and he's been service qualified for 4 years. So when I came home from Iraq, I tried to commit suicide 3 times, and I'm still here. Coming down here, I moved to Syracuse, New York, 2012, and I wanted to find a way to give back to more veterans, first responders in our military community. And so I started this organization, and we cover all of New York State right now. And what we do is we are a referral-based organization. We take veterans who are in the deepest part, who are ready to commit suicide. We work with them and give them a helping hand to keep walking through to not succumb to their darkness. We'll work with them through their treatment, and then after their treatment, we will also walk with them. They have a point of contact, kind of like a sponsor, where somebody's always here for them. So far, we have been able to save 7 veterans in the past 2 years. Currently, we're working with 2 veterans, local, that have reached out personally and ask for help. And that's a hard part. A lot of veterans don't realize how hard it is just to reach out for help and say, hey, can you be there for me? Every day I text them, make sure they're doing okay, ask them if I can do something for them. Right now, neither one of them want to really walk together, and that's fine, but we'll at least keep talking to them through text message or phone call or in person and make sure that they are safe. And hopefully, when they need that extra helping hand, we'll be there for them. So I currently am a full member with the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. I've been a member for just under 3 years. When you go to combat, they train you for a higher level of alertness. And the time that we were there, you get mortared, rocketed, shot at, all that stuff, IED'd. And so what happens is when you come home, sometimes you can't shut that door, and you need a little extra help. And that's what we are trying to do to make sure that veterans are able to have that. 60 for 60 Mohawk, Aaron, Carol, and the rest of the gang called me up to speak about what I do. And then they presented me with a Angels Award for what we do for veterans in our community. To be honest with you, I'm pretty shocked by it. I was caught off guard. Aaron's been a great person, a great support. Carol, same thing. I have nothing but the most admiration for the ladies. If they call me up and need something, we give it to them. Any way we can do it. So, and we get a lot of people call us up and say, hey, you got medical equipment? So they got a closet now. So now we take it and we give it to them. I don't do this for the recognition. I do this for the people who don't want to speak and who are afraid to ask for help. And that's my biggest thing, is just helping another veteran, first responder, or somebody in the military along the way. And it also relates over because a lot of our MCs and biker affiliations have military members and spouses in them. So this is a great way to connect with them as well.
I'm on the road in gorgeous upstate New York, and I came to bike night at a place called the 3 Bear Inn. An awesome band playing, awesome night, but there's also an awesome story behind this place. For over 200 years, it's been serving weary travelers. For the past couple decades, that means bikers. But there's also a sad twist. All of that is about to come to an end.
Hi, I'm Sharon Toussaint, and I'm the owner of the 3 Bear Inn in Marathon, New York. The 3 Bear Inn is a historic landmark. It's been here for 223 years. It's been selling food and beverages to weary travelers for about 90 years. So in its storied history, it's been many things: a farm, a tobacco farm, a cabbage farm, a tenant house, but it's been, the longest run has been a food and beverage. It is definitely the oldest running business in Cortland County, New York. As you see across the way is a motel, so we cater to a lot of travelers off the highway. Interstate 81 is right up here. And we try to do fun and interesting things, you know, to keep the old place alive. I started riding a motorcycle about 10 years ago. And when I do something, I try to involve my business in it, and this is the result. I am humbled by it. I truly am. We started out with a really small bike night, you know, maybe just a guitar player, and then it's turned into a significant event. You know, people want to be here for it. Do a lot of the rides that go into charity rides. Well, I think the history and I think the people who work here make the difference. They're all so friendly, they're so nice, they care about what they're doing, and without that kind of level of hospitality, you know, we wouldn't have the repeat customers. On the big porch on the inn here, way back in the 30s, there was bear hunting and trapping going on, and they were drying 3 bear skins on the great front porch, and the locals started calling it the 3 bear or the skins, and the name took, and it's been that ever since. Well, the history is about to change because I'm selling, and the 3 Bear Inn will no longer exist as you see it now. Thank you!
So what does that mean?
That means the inn itself, the old inn, which dates back to 1799, is going to turn into a daycare.
How do you think the community is going to react if
Not
they
too
can't
good.
come to this anymore?
No, well, they're okay with all this excitement. You know, it brings people to the community. You know, it's good for everybody. But because it's a big change, the community is a little worried about it. But I like to tell people that it's been around forever and it's going to continue just as something else.
Yeah, it's a shame that this era is coming to an end. 3 Bear Inn has been a great stop for bikers through the years, and it's really sad that the era is going to come to an end. Sharon and Gina have been a fixture in the biker community for years, and they've always supported us in all of our causes. And I just can't say enough good about them.
If you've never been to New York, and I don't mean New York City, I mean the real New York, which is upstate, everything but New York City, you're missing out. I got to tell you, some of the most beautiful riding in the country, some of the nicest, friendliest people. Forget the stereotypes about New Yorkers. If that's what a New Yorker is, then these guys aren't real New Yorkers. It's just an awesome place, beautiful small towns everywhere, and great people, friendly people, especially those guys on bikes.